They say 1,495. The Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. They're doing Yerodeh Simon Reish Pei Vav Sif Lam Dal Mem. And yesterday we were trying to figure out what to do, whether a Beishar, to a Chotzer, to a Gina, to a Bias, all these the different scenarios, how they work. So the Arukh HaShulchan is going to explain. Lam Dal Bir Dvar. He's explaining the Rambam. And he's saying the Rambam follows his opinion, but based at them, Rambam owns at a warehouse which you stockpile straw, hay, such like. It's not chayim because it's not human habitation. The chiyuv says in Vos Vayoros, and the chiyuv for the gates, therefore, of courtyards and streets and cities, eno mimnei chiyuv atzmam. It's not an independent chiyuv. Because houses open up into them. Meaning, since anyone wants to go to his house, must go via these openings. So therefore, the gatehouse of the Achsadron, the Pestis, or the Gina, Badir, well, actually, all these, it's not really a Beishar of the Achsadron, Pestis, or the Gina of the deer, but rather if a Beishar, Achsadron, or Pestis, Gina, or a deer are not necessary to go through in order to get to a house, Kagon Shabeishar only leaving a chotzer. So the Beishar sends from the chotzer because of a bais. So there Beishar, you can get the house without going to Beishar. Going to Yesh Bechotzer Knisa Acheres, such as that there's another opening to the courtyard. Also, bais the Beishar put to that Beishar is exempt. Chen Achal Shemir Pesas Vagina Vadir. So to the Achsadron, Pesas and the Gina and the deer. In Bechel bais there Chalev, you have to come through the house through them. Chavis says they require to have mezuzah, so you laugh, if not Paturos. Shar Pasuach Migin Lechotzer, therefore a gate which is open from a garden to a courtyard. Klomar Ve'ein Derech Chesav Bais V'Adon, means there's no other way to get the house except through them. Chayim Mezuzah, they're required to have mezuzah. And in bracket says, can you really understand the Kamrel? So I think the Pshah is in the Rambam. The Yeshem Mefarish Ma'il Sivu Chsavtam Mezuz Beisachel Visharechel. The Rambam explains holds that which it says Chsavtam Mezuz Beisachel Visharechel in the Chumash HaKavanah Shorim Shederech Sham Nichas the Bais refers to the gates to which one gets to the house. The Beisachel and Visharechel to Beisachel. When the Yesh came to Avas Gam Kavanah Sarif, it seems the Rambam learned that that's what the Rif holds. Shein told him about him, so that's what he said that the house is opening into these areas. We should the Makor Hachi because the source of the obligation of Iraq about him, it's only houses. And from then by association to the place in which one enters the houses. Most of the rabbis did not follow this pathway. Rather, the obligation of gates is independent in and of itself. Like Shar Beishar and Pesach, Ein Lo Diav Lo Shum Tashish, but a Beishar, an opening to the gatehouse and to the porch. Ein Lo Diav, it's not a dira, Lo Shum Tashish, and has no usage. Chen Rabbanan, they are Lam Rabbanan. Not quite Rambam, but the other Rishayim. ואלו מחייבים בבסוכים לבייס חוצר, and the mechayev, those which are in this respect, those which are open to, it's from Rashi actually, it says, the mechayev in this respect, those which are open to a house and to chotzer, they only extend those which are open to a garden. So Ramban and the Ran. Those who require Mirabbanan also require the opening of the garden. And the Pesach is made appropriately with two doorposts and a lintel. And according to Rambam, the door. They came with the Shas, it's clear in the Shas. After Tur Shulchan, even though Tur Shulchan did not mention anything other than a Beis Shar, who includes true at all those other structures. This is the unanimous explanation of all the Mefarshei Torah, the Beis the Bachdish and the Prisha, the Mefarshei Shulchan Aruch and the Mefarshei Shulchan Aruch, the Shach and the Taz. The Zeshel is like Beishar, so I know I mentioned Beishar, it applies to Chsavjo, etc. Shunazeo has cholos braises. All the braises begin with the Beishar. But Kushas is still every Beishar Yoser, and the questions involved are more important to the point of Beishar. Shunazeo Gemara Besukkah B'shita later Beishar Chai Mezuzah. Because the basic Gemara without attribution in Sukkah Tavches holds the Beishar is Chai Mezuzah. So the Rashi Taisim Mirabbanan Chibu Kol Pesach Avshogina and Rashi Taisim holds the Mirabbanan. They also obligated every opening even out of a Gino. Aval Bach Sadra. Nisha I think was time to see Fulamet. The Sadra depends. It's like we said in Sif Lamed that it has to have a what's it has? It's Chayim. Mesh Kena moving Nachas Shom Chayim by Sadra Chavis Laptura. Those it has ceiling and four sides. It has ceiling on the fourth side. Local Beishar Pesas. They didn't distinguish between Beishar and Pesach, which have to lead somewhere. Sadra is on the Ben Achiv, the Rabbanon, evidently. But they're supposed to be Beishar and Chutz, and Pesach will have a Chiv, according to this interpretation, when they lead somewhere. Instead, bracket says here, Maturat's Kol, Masha Iksha Bach Ayin Sharmaduk, space all the Bach asks. Now, if it says to his language of the tour, my Pesach, she put there, Lospa, Lalios, it's a porch, which is used in order to get up to second floors. Beishar, and a Beishar, and a Gina, Beturim. If a house opens into any one of these Chayim, after Makom Shich Nosta, which is Rabim, the Chayim, even place where you go into from Rishus Rabim, Chutzi Makom Shich Nosta Beis, sorry for the place where you go from them into the house. For he appears to be Beishar Chayim Rabbanon, he says Beishar is Chayim Rabbanon, I feel by its Pasukla, even there's no house opening into it. It's not necessarily Beishar, do they mere passes, all those structures, same principle. As we said. Also Beishar, Beishar, which opens to a house, Ulachotzer, and to a yard, Chai, B'shtei Mezuzah's house requires two mezuzahs, Echad Makom Shabasol Bais, one place is open house, Echad Makom Shabasol Chotzer, the other place other than the side of Chotzer, Beishar, Omei Ben Agina, the Bais, the Beishar, which stands between the Gina and the Bais, Chai, B'shtei Mezuzah's requires two mezuzahs, Echad Makom Shabasol Bais, one of the places opens into the house, Echad Makom Shabasol Gina, the other place where it opens into the garden. Akal Shor. Back it says here for Karko Sam, let me skill Rag Beishar. I already mentioned why they mention Beishar because that's always the opening gambit of every brisa. But ordinarily also it says to me Beishar Shar Bekulu. Beishar is relevant to all the cases. In other words, Beishar can be opened into anything. The press is always opened into a house. Shebolin and Elios, by definition, the portions where they went up to the second floor. The half of Gina ain't a Mitsuya Shabayis Suchla, and the garden on the other hand. It's not prevalent that a house opens to it. Their gardens were distant from the house usually. That's the Beishar which is always prevalent. But in Ladina there's no real nafkina, just in the scenarios. Say the Beishar in our countries they usually don't have gatehouses. If in a house there are many rooms, one inner to the other. They're all Chayim Mezuzah. Because the Torah Shulchan Aruch seems to Yitzayim Yeshibai Tzarei P'sachim. If the house has many openings, Suchim L'Chotzer, many openings open to the Chotzer, or Rishus Rabbi, That's called Chnisa, Tziyas Me'abayis, and all made for people from the house to go in and out. Klum Chayavet, they're all required to have Mezuzah. For this Matud Yurin, and even there aren't so many people living there at this point, they got fewer people. And they forsook the other doorways. They only used one of them. Still, they're all Chayim Mezuzah. That which is said, many openings all have to have Mezuzah. It's not a busa, cloud. It's not a chish at all. Busa mishum sha'av b'shem because love like that. Chiddush is that even though people only normally use one of them. Came for Shem Nachashon. That's exclusive Nachashon. Because Rabbeinu says that's a base Yosef wrote in Sifri Ches. By Sheyesh Bo Psachim Harbei, a house which has many openings. Al Bi Shein Rogil Tzeis Levo Chas. Even though you normally use one of them, Chayav Lassos Mezuzah Chol Pesach Pesach. You have to make Mezuzah each and every opening. Hoven Asuk K'nisiyasiyah, since they are made, even though you're not using them, they're made for K'nisiyasiyah. V'achshav Tzei Harbei Batei Sheyesh Psachim Harbei. You find in rich people's houses that they have many openings. They normally go through only one of them. Unless they'll have to have a mezuzah. Earlier came to the Kol Pesach since every opening which has in the house has a mezuzah, or it seems to him. Any of that was just said, people don't normally go in and out that door. Tadir, so frequently. There is no way to cancel its status as an opening. Unless you completely negate its doorpost. You fix it into the wall or into as a window. But blockage. Even you put a large box there. You can't go through opening to that opening. Because the box, nevertheless, the obligation was not full of. Evidence is Arukh HaShulchan. A house which is closed off has 4 amos. By plus simov, but no, it's for that. Even though it's closed off, for that doorway you get 4 amos in the courtyard. Paratz simov, if removed the doorpost, and 4 amos, then you don't get 4 amos. By sosam ein matame kosivav, a house which is closed up. Is not, even though it's closed up, there's still some opening there, whether you use it or not. Anytime it's not matame all around, only the side where that opening is, because that's where the tumor would come out. Parts of sima, if you removed all the pillars, all the doorposts, matame kosiva, it's matame all around. Bali kaimla or shkab is choshen mishra sim kun I base. That's how you pass in some reason choshen mishra. Guess for the dot amos and chotzer. Kuvay base alma kol pesach low bottle shem pesach meleh. So no opening loses its name of an opening. Chivos is simav until you bust its doorpost ochinam with the mezuzah, and that pertains to the din of mezuzah as well. Nashizir b'arba amos and chotzer. Matas Chasar Ram writes Pesach Shmein Beis HaMedrash Bein Beis HaKnesses or Beiso. The only between the Beis Medrash and the Beis Knesses, and his house. If you're accustomed to come through that door, that opening, Chaim Mezuzah, it's called that Mezuzah, Chaim Mezuzah. Then you come on to read them B'chol Pesach Shir Regilos Taste Lebo. Because like I said before, it doesn't mean you have to be accustomed to come in to each and every one of the openings. Show you come on his bar. Where it explains that all the openings are required to have mezuzah, even though you are only to come out normally through one of them. Ramasokas Hashem Sham Zemikon. Ramasok writes this previously. What this means to say. The base medrash, base knesses, is put mezuzah. Base medrash, base knesses are exempt from mezuzah. Must have see if you test. So that's what it says. Passage by base medrash. The beso. Yes, but opening between the base medrash and his house. In brother was a Pesach. You normally use that Pesach. Have a Pesach beso. It's going to be like the opening of the house. So Chai mezuzah. It's like the mezuzah. But if not, even a Pesach based on medrash. If you don't only you have to use to your house, then it's like the opening of base medrash. But part of mezuzah, in other words, if it's not used, also is opening for house. It's part of mezuzah. It's according to Rambam. V'chein mashkasa l'tur avo mishi yesh lo Pesach katan. That should say if somebody has a small opening, Lord says, boat to leave levado, he himself in midrasho, to his base measure. It's about she'aim b'nei bayis v'kiyim l'tzispo. People that also do not normally use it. Parts it's exempt akal shoro. Paying for the pesach asi lo demachanei pesach. Don't think what he means is an opening which is made for one person's not opening. The base medrash relate, but rather in the base medrash specifically, Tur holds that the Kain that is halacha. The Rak Levada Yotzibov only he himself goes through it. Peino Pesach Habayis, it's not opening the house. Pesach base medrash, well, it's Eino Pesach Habayis, not Veino. It's not Pesach Habayis. El Pesach base medrash. It's opening a base medrash. Upart mezuzah except for mezuzah. The Braga says here, the Ram the Tur totally beferish Makmara. But Menacha is Sham Sich to Pischa the Rabbi Huna, the Rabbi Rav Huna and Sham. Anyway, this bracket's not important for our purposes. It's very important for other purposes. He says at the end of the brackets, we all component Dinim Einim El Pesach Beis HaMedrash. Whatever these laws are, only in the Pesach Beis HaMedrash. Mem. Hatur Digdek Lamar. So it's the thing the same. Yesh Sham Babayis Harbei Pesachim. If there are many openings in the house, now so kula maklisa yitzia, and they're all made for coming in and going out. Maklisa yitzia is made of bais, coming and going out people of the household. Kula chayv lo chayt mezuzah kan l'shono. Klor meaning the dafka pesa shonaseh lehilu chavi pesa mezuzah. Only opening which is made for walking is a pesa mezuzah. Pesa is rak the break masos dersham, which is made only for unloading a cargo dock. Immediately after unloading the cargo, you close it up. Ain't a Pesach. That's not an opening. Ubtura mezuzah, mezuzah. Such custom made Ramah B'Sib That's what Ramah writes. That was Ramah writes. Martev sheyesh lo Pesach min hachov, a cellar which is opening from the street. Shemachnisu lo yain b'chalis close, which put wine in large barrels. Yesh lo Pesach katob min habayis sheniflas yotzi botamim. And it also has a small opening into this martev. From which you go from the house. A Pesach time right in mezuzah. If the small opening is suitable for mezuzah, proper dimensions, shagavah asar chava arba tvachim, it's 10 tefachim high and 4 tefachim wide. He chavis, it's 5 times mezuzah. It's quite a mezuzah. The larger one is exempt. In a katan right in mezuzah, if the small one is not to mezuzah, hagdola chayeves, then the larger one is obligated by katan potter akan l'shono, and the small one is potter. Why? Klom meaning dagdola eino lehiluk elachniso yain. The larger one is only to put in the loads of wine. Chavis organizes and they close it. Zelksha katan shein pesach, but that's why the katan has named pesach. It's an alternative pesach. Avik shein pesach it's not opening at all. But kol pesach, so the big one remains the pesach. Kam lehiluk also for walking. But katan the korban the small is like just a hole. Says let's cover the shach. Nowadays we have cells have 2 openings, a god of a cotton, large and small, and they're both made for walking. After Arukh HaShulchan, normally only goes through one of them. They're both required to have mezuzah. That's the end for today.